You know this face. I mean, you have to. Whether he was terrifying you in Pulp Fiction or menacing Jim Carrey in The Mask, he's an actor who just left this permanent mark on '90s cinema. So today, we're going to pay tribute to the incredible and maybe often overlooked career of Peter Greene.
And we're going to start with some really sad news. Peter Greene, the actor who, for so many of us, really defined what a '90s villain could be, has passed away.
He was found in his New York City apartment on December 12, 2025. He was only 60 years old, and he left behind a legacy that is just, forever tied to two absolute classics, Pulp Fiction and The Mask.
For a while there, it really felt like if a script needed a truly menacing villain, Peter Greene was the first guy you called. He just had this intensity in his eyes, a unique look that was simply unforgettable. And it all kind of came to a head in one incredible year.
Yep, it all came down to one single explosive year that just cemented his legacy in the minds of moviegoers everywhere. And that year was 1994.
Just think about the sheer impact he had in 1 year. In Pulp Fiction, he's Zed. He's on screen for what, a few minutes? But his quiet, sadistic menace is one of the most shocking parts of the entire film. Then, in the very same year, he's the main villain in The Mask, a totally different kind of evil. As Dorian Tyrell, he's this snarling gangster who literally transforms into a cartoonish but still terrifying demonic figure. Two iconic villains, one incredible year. That's just wild.
With performances that memorable, it's pretty easy to see how he became Hollywood's go-to bad guy. But if we only remember him as a villain, well, we're missing the most surprising part of his whole story.
And the answer to that question is a resounding no. If you only know him as the bad guy, you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle and a performance that earned him some serious critical acclaim.
Because just 1 year before he became Zed and Dorian Tyrell, Peter Greene delivered a performance that proved he was so much more than just a villain. He was a powerful leading man.
In the 1993 film Clean Shaven, he gave this critically acclaimed performance as a man with schizophrenia, just desperately trying to reconnect with his daughter. It is a raw, sensitive, and absolutely heartbreaking portrayal. Basically the polar opposite of his famous villains. This showed he had this profound dramatic talent that, honestly, a lot of audiences just never got to see.
And this complexity wasn't just in his acting. The person behind that menacing on-screen persona was, from everything we've heard, someone very, very different.
His longtime manager, Greg Edwards, really put it perfectly. He said, "Nobody played a bad guy better than Peter. But he also had a gentle side that most people never saw, and a heart as big as gold." What a powerful reminder that the characters we see on screen are so often a world away from the actual person behind them.
So when we look back at his career, what we see is an actor who left a truly indelible mark on cinema, one that goes far beyond just one or two famous roles.
His career was way more than just that one big year. It started with that incredible dramatic role in '93, then it absolutely exploded in '94. But it didn't stop there. He was in another '90s classic, The Usual Suspects, in '95. He was in the Oscar-winning Training Day in 2001, and he was still working in huge projects like the John Wick prequel, The Continental, in 2023. This wasn't a flash in the pan. This was a sustained, really impactful career.
He was a true working actor, just dedicated to his craft his entire life, consistently adding memorable performances to his filmography right up until the very end.
So, it leaves us with this question. How do we remember an actor who is just so good at being bad? Do we focus on those iconic villains that made him famous, or do we celebrate the deeper talent that proved he was so much more? Maybe the real tribute is to remember both, to appreciate the full, complex, and brilliant legacy of Peter Greene.